My fellow Commanders fans, what is up? My name is CJ from Bate and it is draft week. And this video is titled, Who Should the Commanders Draft This Year? So obviously there's a lot of rumors swirling. We're obviously around the second overall pick at quarterback. The quarterback position is pivotal if you want to get anywhere in this league, if you want to really get this organization back on the right track. And I'm really excited for all the new hires that we've had, the infrastructure that we're building to work towards the stadium. So now we have to nail these draft picks. Okay. So who should the Commanders draft? I'm going to give you some people that I like. I have a mock draft I'm going to read off. This is just me using the ESPN Analytics mock draft simulator. If you like it, definitely check it out at ESPNanalytics.com. And I just kind of did the quick mock. This is a tame mock that I'm doing if we stick and stay at all of our picks. I have a crazy scenario we'll talk about at the end. Just to be a little fun, have a little fun with who we should draft. Okay, so let's get right into it. With the second overall pick, who do I think the Washington Commanders draft? I think I've been saying this from day one. I love both quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels and Drake May. They're both pretty similar in terms of abilities, decision making. But at the end of the day, I just think that Drake May is the better prospect. He's the better player with more upside, higher ceiling, and flashes better accuracy. If you want to look at the ringers, analytics just dropped this past week about the percentages of all the throws. Is pretty, I would say jarring, but it tells a good story. Both quarterbacks are really good, but I just think Drake May is the better prospect and I think will fit really well in the system. So I'm going Drake May with number 2. So then I'm sticking at 36, right? So at 36, a couple guys kind of dropped, and I kind of went best player available here, and I think it would scratch a couple needs. Koola McKinney. Koola McKinney is a pretty dynamic corner who I feel like is possibly slipping. I think he was a bona fide first round pick, but in this mock draft, they have him slipping down to the second round. So I don't know if there's anything going around. I haven't heard anything about Koola McKinney. Obviously, Arnold has kind of been touted as the better corner at Alabama. But Kool-Aid has a cool name. I think Kool-Aid McKinney is also with a dynamic punt returner as well, which could solve multiple needs. And he doesn't have to be the number one corner right away. I think he can grow, and I think I think he can fit pretty well in our system. Okay, so that's pick at 36. Then obviously I didn't go tackle, right? Everyone's expecting tackle to be the second pick. I went the best player available, and then I'm going to go offensive tackle from BYU, Kingsley Suame. I probably butchered that. I apologize. But Kingsley, I love him. Big brute, strong dude. He's a dog. Exactly what fits what the Washington Commanders are trying to do. And I think you can hold off, get the best player available. Whether it was also a safety that was available as well there. But I decided to stick with the pick and go Kool-Aid. I just think the value of him dropping down with his ability to be able to be a punt returner and also be a pretty good man-to-man corner, I think that will be good. First 3 picks. Go quarterback, corner, and offensive tackle, your first 3 picks. All right, so picking back at number 67, looking at the board that I had, Javon Sanders was there, and I believe Javon Sanders is easily the second to third best or tight end. Honestly, I think he's closer to 2. Freak athlete, good pass catcher. I think he's willing to block, but I think he can fit really well into this Cliff Kingsbury offense. I think he will have opportunity to grow and play well, especially with his athleticism. I really like Javon Sanders. He's really good. I think, there's a few good tight ends. I think that might, obviously with Brock, I don't think we would have a chance to get him, but I think Javon Sanders, Theo Johnson, and even Ben Sinnott, I think are really good prospects I would look at the tight end position. And I just thought that he fell what the cards were and help Drake May with another weapon to grow with. And speaking of other weapons, at our next third round pick at pick 78, for me, I wanted to add dynamic playmakers, and Troy Franklin is that, and I think he's going to definitely help a lot. Another receiver on the outside against Terry and put Jahan Dotson in the slot, because I think Jahan Dotson will do his best work playing out of the slot, and I want to see more of that this offseason. But I know we're going to be running way more 4 wides, 5 wides possibly this year, so I think we need another a wide receiver. Troy Franklin, pretty good size, but really plays really well with his speed, and I really love the way he plays. A dynamic playmaker at Oregon. Another weapon, back-to-back weapons right there for Drake May. So obviously you see here, we got someone who can make plays on the special teams, but also on the defensive side of the ball. We got our quarterback. We got an offensive tackle. We got a tight end and a wide receiver here going so far in our first 5 picks. At pick 100, I'm going to butcher this. I got some guys with some crazy names, which I think, the talent is there. The talent is there with the names, right? Going Yale offensive tackle Kieran Amagdaja. Butcher that, I apologize again. But I just think he's another nasty tackle. I think that's getting some buzz, and I think he's one of those scouts pick to where you're like, oh yeah, you like his nastiness, you can develop him. I want us to go double tackles here, right? So, I think Kyron is a good tackle that might need a year or two to develop, which is okay because of the fact that we do have Wiley still at the right tackle. I will probably plug him at right tackle, and I would, have him learn behind Wiley. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of Andrew Wiley starting at right tackle, but he's serviceable. He can get us through the season, hopefully, right? And even if he can get us 8 games, and maybe, Kieran is, he develops faster than we expect, that's great too. But I just want to rush him along. But I think with these two, studs, big body tackles, I think we're going to be set for the foreseeable future with our bookend tackles, and obviously we address the interior off as our offensive line this in the free agency. All right, so going to pick 139. I probably should definitely Google this just so I can pronounce it correctly. 1 second. Okay. Our next pick, Ela Fulson, Washington interior linebacker, great rusher, got pressure. He's exactly what fit this Dan Quinn defense. I think adding a young rusher to pair with Jeremy Chin and Big Oos and Bobby Wagner, I think would be great. Nasty. I think he's a playmaker. I think he fits what we want to do, but I think this is a Peters pick for sure as well. I like this pick a lot, especially here in the 5th round. To our second 5th round pick, I'm going Bo Barati, safety from Maryland. Obviously, there's some good safeties that have been developed out of the University of Maryland. They've done a good job developing some defensive backs, and I think pretty good athletic build. I think he can be a pretty good safety for us as well. In the later rounds, I think he could be a nice little find to add depth to that room and possibly compete for a job. And I think I'm really here for that. And then for our 7th round pick here, which I kind of thought that he might get, drafted higher, but this is just from the mock simulator, right? Gabe Hall from Baylor. I really like his tape, long defensive end. I think could give us some more rush ability as well that we need. Obviously didn't go edge early. I think, edge is definitely a position I didn't want to rush or reach, I should say, for that position, but I really did like Gabe Hall later rounds. And obviously coming back, we have, KJ Henry and F.A. Abada, And so Clelin Ferrell we picked up in free agency. So I'm interested to see how we do. And I think we're going to have a lot of exotic blitzes and guys who can be used hybrid as well, which I think, Washington linebacker Afulon, butchered that. I apologize again. And Gabe Hall, I think, would be pretty good additions to that room and to really see how they could develop in this Dan Quinn defense, excuse me. So that is the draft that I would say for us to target, right? So obviously big positions of need: quarterback, offensive tackle, corner, edge rusher, tight end. I would say in that order. But, I can see us adding another big body wide receiver as well to the room, which I think we need. Just a different style of wide receiver to kind of switch up, the different types of wide receivers that we have. And, corner safety, like adding more to the defensive back rooms. There's obviously a lot of holes to fill. And, we could, make trades up or down depending on who we see there and who we really like at this position. Like I can obviously see if with maybe you don't love the tackles. Obviously, I would love to get Tyler Guyton, right? So let's talk about the little fun tradesies I had, right? Okay, so with my little exotic mock draft, I had us trading pick 36 and pick 67 or 78. 36 and 78. So a second and third round pick to trade back up. And I would throw in a third in 2025 to move up into the draft, probably around 16, maybe even 23, depending on who owns that pick. If Minnesota is going to be moving back up to get a quarterback or whatever happens in this draft. I would love, depending on who's around that area, Tyler Guyton is my guy, right? But also, if I don't know if Patrick Paul is going to still be around in the early second round. I think he should be. I think he could be a part of that second run of tackles in the second round. But I really like Patrick Paul as well. Those are two of some of the guys I really do like. But obviously with Kingsley and Kiren, those are both really, I think, brutes. So I want either of those two guys mix with the Patrick Paul or Tyler Guyton, depending on how aggressive they want to be to go back up, and whoever wants to be their guy, right? If Olu Fiesciano is slipping to 15, 16, then it's go get your guy, right? Go get a purebred, really good feet pass protector. You can clean up his strength. You can get him in the weight room, and then you can work on his run blocking as well, and kind of go from there, right? So it depends on who they really fall in love with, right? So I do see us having possibly interest. For sure we get an offensive tackle. I think there's no doubt we're for sure getting an offensive tackle, and we're for sure getting a quarterback. So I just want, how aggressive you want to give up picks. Obviously we have a lot of holes to fill. But if you want to get super wild and crazy, and this is just for you guys, if you're still watching this video, and thank you for watching this video. Appreciate you. If you comment and share this video for me, it really appreciates us. We're on the race to 1,000 subs. So tell your friends about Hate to Pile On. We're going to have shirts coming out soon and a lot of really awesome content for you guys. Just keep liking us. Let us know what you like, what you want to do. We'll have a live we'll do a live show draft weekend as a recap of the first two rounds as well. But if we want to go super crazy, give up all of our top 100 picks, roughly, I would say 2/3 and 2 seconds, and still have 1/3. I would say give up a second, a third, and a third next year to move up to get back into the first round. Right? Then trade a second and a third to get Brandon Ayuk. So you get within those picks, you get Pro Bowl, All Pro wide receiver side, Jahan and Terry McLaurin, and that's a great weapon for a young rookie quarterback, Drake May. We get our stud left tackle, Tyler Guyton, Patrick Paul, plug and play, ready to go. Obviously Tyler Guyton went to Oklahoma. The last offensive tackle we went in the first round in Oklahoma turned out pretty well. So you get your tackle, you get a receiver, and you get your quarterback, and you still have a third round pick to double up on tackles, to get a tight end there. A lot of awesome things. So I'm excited for this draft. I'm excited for this new era of the Commanders football. I'm excited for the new stadium. I'm excited for what Josh Harris is doing. There's so many positive updates and so many positive things coming out of Washington. I don't know who this team is, but I'm excited. I'm happy. And I'm happy for you guys watching this full video. Thank you very much for watching this. Who should the Commanders draft? Let me know down in the comments below who do you think we should draft, and we will react to the draft that the Commanders have as well. Do we like it? We'll grade it as well. Obviously, a way too early grading predictions right after it happens, but I'm really excited for this draft. I keep saying that. I keep saying it because I really am. Like, obviously, off season, I always get excited for the future, but this off season feels so different. It feels so refreshing. We have adults in the we have adults in the building, and I'm just excited for the direction of this team. And I hope you are too. Like, comment, and subscribe here at Hate to Pile on YouTube. I appreciate you. Make sure you follow us also on TikTok and Twitter at Hate to Pile on. A lot of great content here. I know you enjoy it. So go ahead and stick around and check out the next video.